President Biden criticizing his rival Donald Trump as not being the best candidate for the working class. But just days after Trump visited workers at a Chick-fil-A, Joe Biden seems to be taking a page out of Trump's playbook to meet with workers at a local gas station.
Tyrus is a Fox Nation host and Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Tyrus, what do you think about President Biden's trip to the gas station? He bought sandwiches for construction workers.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Do we have some more footage of him talking with everybody and shaking hands and answering questions and stuff? I mean, it's just unnatural. I praise him for the effort, but it's just unnatural lately to see him interact with people because it's so controlled and it's like watching a poor production of like public broadcast TV sitcoms where they're just controlling everything he does and who speaks to him and what questions you ask. It's just not. And then the other side of it, President Trump's just walking anywhere and people are chanting and you're hearing hundreds of people praising him and this and that. It's not the same thing. He just seems really out of touch with everyone.
Okay, but does the average undecided voter see those authenticity differences that you just pointed out? Trump basically like a rock star in that Chick-fil-A, everybody coming up to him, and Joe Biden basically his handlers yelling at people to get back, him moving around like the human Roomba there, you know, trying to get some attention and nobody's really excited. Do they see those authenticity differences?
I think they can, but I don't think this is enough anymore. On both sides, and I think it's great that they're going out there. But I think the average American voter is looking at the issues now. They're like, for every hand they're shaking, how many people are crossing the border? You know, why is inflation so high? Why is I'm making decisions on whether I'm paying my electric bill or my car payment? You know, I think those are resonating more with Americans right now than how many babies they kiss or hands they shake. But I think it's a little more. So I think people are paying a lot more attention because President Trump has made politics so transparent, has made it to where people are now looking at politics like sports or paying attention. So I don't think the shaking hands enough. And this, I think, hurts him when he sees how manufactured it is. Yeah. It almost makes it worse.
So yesterday, Tyrus, President Biden shared a very bizarre story about his uncle. Listen to this.
My uncle, they called him Ambrose, Brosey, they called him Bozy. My Uncle Bozy was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
Pentagon says his uncle's plane was lost over the open ocean, so he wasn't eaten by cannibals, it would seem, Tyrus.
You know what? I went down the rabbit hole. I did some digging and researching. It turns out that it was an island, and the plane wasn't discovered, but his uncle was actually tied down by little people. And he actually discovered the Isle of Lilliput. So it's really a historic moment. Again, this is what the American people are seeing. It's a great story. It's not his. He's making up stories, but you can't ask him a follow-up question either. It's just a really sad thing to see.
And
but
you know who was on that island, Tyrus? Corn Pop.
Well, we thank his uncle for his service.
Fox and Friends Now.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.